Hello Reformers and welcome back to a world of ice and fire. Now when we left off, I asked you a very important question. And you answered. Well, it seems like a lot of people want us to stay as our own faction, but create the alliance with House Targaryen. And that's, I think, what we're going to be doing. That seems to be the most popular decision to make. A number of you did say to, become a vassal with Daenerys, and well, unfortunately, you appear to be in the minority in this regard, and so generally, I was just seeing what you thought, really, and whether that lined up with what I was thinking of, and part of me actually thought it would be kind of fun to be a vassal, but obviously that does mean that we give up a huge amount of our own power, our own influence, and the ability to basically do whatever we want with our faction. And it would hand it over to an AI, technically, who is probably not going to make the best decisions, let's face it. Anyway, point is, we're going to be doing the sort of tertiary option where we will be creating an alliance with House Targaryen as soon as possible. I am going to need to go over there and see what's actually going on, but obviously a number of you were helpful enough to actually give me an idea as to how to create an alliance, because in the past, when I've tried to create an alliance, I've been really unlucky. So that obviously did not really work out too well. Now, here's the thing. Lord Krastos, this fellow right here, he got himself taken prisoner by Loretha. Yes, that was not really the best idea, was it, Lord Krastos? But it's okay, because we get a little bit of relation with you and everything. And here's the cool thing. Because he got himself taken prisoner, and because he had a lot of actually very reasonable, actually very good units. Look at these guys. 79 Tiger Cloak Elite Archers. Crazy. Insanity right there. Another 100 of those guys. And we can get even more Tiger Cloak Archers. We've got 92 of those. We can even get some Volantine Horsemen if we so desire. But really, crazy amounts of very good units, thanks to Lord Krastos getting himself taken prisoner, and now we can just rescue them, and now we have 642. Now here's the big problem with this. The big problem with this is that I will now be unable to, do anything, basically, because I'm going to be moving around extremely slowly. My food is going to be eaten in no time at all. And, well, various other things are going to happen that are going to make things kind of bad for us. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I do know that I'm going to probably be giving this... it's really nice that they actually give you the relations of all these people so that you can actually make informed decisions about who to give the fief to. And we're going to give this to Lord Bronn, actually. That seems to make the most sense. Get his relation back up, and maybe we can get another vassal in the area as well. That would be pretty helpful for us. Okay, so I'm actually going to be waiting here for some time. So this is the main problem with us having such a huge army. We are going to be having morale problems, and I am going to need to do something about this relatively quickly. But I'm hopeful that the amount of morale that I'm gaining, literally just from a night's rest, only gives me 3 morale. That's really not good enough. Look at this. I'm getting low morale right here. I am going to have to run... Oh no, all the way down to Volantis? That's going to take me a long time, isn't it? This is pretty bad, actually. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Shall I attack them? Let's attack them. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah. So this is a really good idea because this will kill some of our units, hopefully, because you can see here that we are literally getting such a small amount of money now, thanks to the wages in our party. 34,000, actually. That's crazy. Okay, so these guys are actually just going to run away for infinity by the looks of things. Ah, no, there we go. We were able to get him. Shall I make peace? Go and trip on your sword. Ah, you're so nice. You're so nice, fellow. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying about Daenerys and making our alliance, basically what we're going to do, or at least what I'm going to try to do, is I will try to get a... I'm actually going to... Oh, no. Yeah, this is a bit of an issue. Okay, so as you can remember, we did do a task and I needed to make Woon Woon a bodyguard so that he could just run in by himself. I forgot to change him from that tag, so obviously that's going to be a bit of an issue for us now, but hopefully it's not going to make too much difference. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to go for a shield wall for our infantry, thanks very much, because obviously Loretha units are not exactly the greatest things ever, and we do have 24 cavalry as well. But we are outnumbered. We are outnumbered, which is pretty harsh, but it's okay. Anyway, let me get back on track. Daenerys and the Alliance. Basically what we want to do is, according to some of you in the comments, again, very, very helpful information about that. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, point is, what we want to do is declare war against one of the factions that House Targaryen is currently fighting. And from what I can tell, they are at war against the Westerlands, and a number of you have told me in the comments that the Westerlands is actually very strong. They do tend to have, well, very heavily armored, well geared, and reasonably statted troops. So I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest. I'm a bit worried about us having some difficulties with those. So I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do it, but what I do know is that I'm going to tell my cavalry to move over here, because my infantry are dealing with the mercenary heavy cavalry, no problem at all. They are going to have no problems whatsoever. We might lose a couple here and there, but what I want to do, sincerely, is murder all of these archers as much as we can get our hands on. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Every single one of you is gonna die. I'm gonna let out a fearsome cry right here. I'm gonna rhyme because I'm a poet and I didn't know it apparently. Otherwise, we're just going to tell all these guys to charge in right here. Oh yeah, our infantry has done a fantastic job. Let's tell them to charge in now. We hopefully have the enemy in disarray. I'm actually going to tell my cavalry to follow me now, so that we get a little bit of extra micromanagement this time around. Usually I'm pretty awful at this kind of thing, so it's kind of nice for me to have slightly more engagement in regards to microing my forces, and I'm actually going to tell my archers to come a little bit closer as well. Obviously these guys do tend to have spears by the looks of things, which does make things a bit more painful for my horse, which is not great. Because I actually really like my horse. No! Okay, well, whatever the case. It's fine. I'm okay, you know. I don't really have to worry here. As you can see, my forces are coming in. Oh, there's Syrio. He's leading the charge. Very good. Thanks very much, Syrio. Okay, very good. I am stumbling, as you can see, and the enemy has lost a leader. Whoa, look at that. The militia recruit died. And we all know that the militia recruit is obviously the leader of Loretha. That's why they're doing so badly. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to tell my forces to hold position once again. We're going to get our infantry over here, get our archers, and I'm going to tell my people to, once again, get into a shield wall formation. Because what we want to have happen is we want their cavalry to come at us once more, and we want them to, hopefully, charge straight on in, like they are doing right here. And what we want to do is that we actually want to tell our cavalry to kind of move away a little bit here, because we don't really want them to get in the thick of things right now, because they are not able to easily deal with the mercenary heavy cavalry. They can, but it's like when you're playing rock paper scissors and you just bash two rocks together. It's not really working out as you would intend. So that's the reason why I'm kind of trying to get them out the way here, at least a little bit. And hopefully my infantry will defend our archers a little bit here and there. Seems like everything's going quite nicely so far, and we can actually start telling our infantry to go and attack the archer division. I've lost my shield, which is not good, but maybe I will be able to pick up another one. But I really do not want to lose any more HP if at all possible, so I'm just going to try and eliminate these fellows. Get out of here. Come on. Yeah, there. Thanks very much, archers. Very good. Thank you for your assistance. And there we go, I found a shield. So let's tell our archers to move a little bit closer so they can get into effective range. And we will now be telling our cavalry to not charge, but to, basically just go over here. My forces are actually dying here. My infantry are taking huge amounts of casualties from the mercenary longbowmen, which is not good. Kind of surprised that they were able to deal so much damage, but I suppose it is literally because they have so many mercenary cavalry that it is, well, it wears a force down, you know? If they have so many mercenary cavalry, it's very, very difficult to deal with them. Anyway, I'm actually going to try and murder this guy if I can. There we go. And how are my archers doing? Well, not great. Not great. Let's just say that, shall we? Okay, well, what we're going to need to do is get my infantry to come over here as soon as possible so that they can actually help us out, because we are going to need their assistance. Let's move our archers back. Are they moving back? I think they are moving back. I am so tired that I can only inflict half damage. Not very good. So I'm going to actually just hold position here for a second, just regain my breath. No one kill me now, please. I would appreciate it. Oh, they are shooting me. This is a breach of the rules. Nah. I'm just being a bit cheeky right there. Anyway, let's see if I can maybe defend myself. Just that little bit extra. Yep, there we go. That's all I needed. Oh, okay. Well, that's apparently not all I needed. Apparently I was murdered from behind. That's not very nice. Okay, well, the grand scheme of things, we're doing fine. We're doing absolutely fine. My forces are murdering the enemy in all kinds of ways. As you can see, my cavalry has actually charged in from the flank, and they are doing perfectly. They're doing absolutely perfectly, because the archers have no idea that the cavalry has now snuck behind them, and we are going to be mopping up. Unfortunately, it appears as though my infantry are not doing as I would like. Where are the infantry? Oh, there's the infantry. I have such a small contingent of Unsullied now. I really do need to go back to my treasury and get a couple more. And by a couple more, I mean another 75 or another 50 or however many you can get. I think it's another 50. That would be pretty nice, if at all possible, because we do have the money. It would be possible for us to do that. You know, now that we're doing a lot of field battles and things, and we're using our spies for taking castles and things like that, maybe it's actually more lucrative for me to use our veteran free rider force for field battles and things like that, because now that we don't really need the infantry as much, because we're using, as I say, we're using our spies to effectively take castles and towns, might make sense for us to do it the other way. But anyway, there we go. We lost 34 units, nothing really too bad. How many Unsullied did we lose? Only 2. Wow, fantastic. We did lose 9 veteran Unsullied though, which is kind of harsh, but otherwise I do have a permanent wound here, and we are going to be going in against the enemy once more. 495 against the enemy's 521, and I don't know whether my horse is lame at the moment. Is there a box here somewhere? Where's the box? Do I not get a box? I kind of wanted a box, maybe. How many times can you think that I'll say box? Ah, yes. Good box. Very good. Okay, so anyway, point is, once we are hopefully out of here. Ooh, these guys are charging a little bit too fast. How many infantry do we have? 41. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable. We have so many archers that it should be a foregone conclusion that they will be able to defend themselves against any cavalry, basically, or at least hopefully. And maybe I can do a little bit of extra damage here. Just take them off their mounts, basically. If we can take them off their mounts, then they aren't really that much of a threat. They do have their, you know, their regular swords and things like that, but that's not really going to do that much damage before they are killed. And it seems like the enemy has completely foregone all of their tactics, and they are literally just charging straight at us now. So this is great, absolutely fantastic for us. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending our cavalry straight on in here. As you can see, the enemy's lost a quarter of their troops in extremely quick time, and as you can see, there's our cavalry charging straight on in, which is going to result in a pretty fantastic amount of enemy casualties. And we're going to tell, you know what, we're going to tell our infantry to charge in as well, because we might as well get them to assist us a little bit, even though they probably won't even get there in time, to be honest. They probably won't even get there, so not really necessary. Anyway, as I was saying, after this, what we're going to do is we're going to make our way over to Dragonstone, which is, I think, where Daenerys is. And we are going to try... Ow, 24 damage. That was not very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, well, hopefully I won't get another injury. That would be nice. Okay. Anyway, as I say, we're going to go over to Dragonstone and speak to her. And we're going to see what we can do about maybe helping her out a little bit. Maybe try and do a task for her. I don't think that's really going to work very well, to be honest, because... well, she's probably going to give us a task that I'm not able to complete or something, because it's just either extremely annoying, like, you know, a task to follow the spy or something. I'm absolutely awful at those. Or it's going to be something that I just can't do as the member of... well, not the member, as the liege of another faction, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we probably won't be able to do something for her like that, but instead we'll probably have to do something like declare war against a common enemy, which is what some of you said in the comments was probably the best chance, you know, for us to get an alliance agreement. And I will try to do that. And as I say, if we are going to fight against the Westerlands, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go, to be honest. I don't know how that's going to go because, for me, I've only had experience fighting the Westerlands in a Clash of Kings. I've never fought the Westerlands in a World of Ice and Fire. I've actually never fought any major faction in a World of Ice and Fire because my only experience with this mod was way back when I did like 2 parts in a special feature to basically just highlight the fact that the mod had been released out of an early access state, basically. And yeah, that's basically it. I just played a very small amount of it, and that was all. And then I returned to it obviously recently for this series, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, even though it is one of the more time-consuming mods. But it's a huge amount of fun. It's a huge amount of fun. I like it a lot. And usually I'm not a big fan of mods that are based on Viking Conquest. I don't know if you were around for the Viking Conquest series or anything like that, but I'm pretty... That's the thing. I don't have a problem with Viking Conquest itself. I just feel as though Viking Conquest, even though it adds a whole bunch of very, very fun features, it does also add a number of things that I don't necessarily agree with. But let's not get into that right now. Anyway, the point is that usually mods that are based on Viking Conquest I'm not a big fan of because of that. Because Viking Conquest is not my favorite thing ever. So, there's that. But a World of Ice and Fire does tend to do things just that little bit differently. And I don't know whether you can send spies in Viking Conquest. I think you probably can somehow, but I don't know about that or anything. So, you know, obviously... you know, don't quote me on it or anything, because I've only played Viking Conquest for about, I don't even know, 70 episodes or something like that, and generally I just follow the storyline initially, and obviously following the storyline, that doesn't really give you that sandbox feel, you know, so you're not usually doing the same things that you would in a sandbox campaign. Anyway, let's get our people into a decent enough position here. We have 67 cavalry. That's basically almost the same amount of units that the enemy has on the battlefield, so this is going to be an absolute massacre. And you know what? I'm actually not going to show you this particular round because there's no point. I mean, you've seen how effective we have been against the opponent, and they have, I mean, you can see, they literally have like, what, 2 mercenary cavalry coming in here, and that's surely not enough for them to beat us back. But you know what I am actually going to show you? I'm going to show you a charge of the cavalry into the archers that are inevitably walking towards our infantry, basically. And this reminds me of Total War, going into some trees and then just charging your cavalry out of the trees and everything. It reminds me of Total War, even though I'm not a very good Total War player at all. Yes, anyway, point is, let's watch them charge in here. And I'm gonna die if I don't use my cry. You know, this is a get out of jail free card. It absolutely is. What a fantastic ability. It's really, really good. Anyway, there you go. Cavalry charging in, killing everyone. Fantastic. And there it is, a victory for us. Now, you may be wondering, why are you dead? Why are you dead, Elias Freemont? Well, that's because, well, as you may or may not see, I've actually just changed his name. And here's the thing. What happened was my horse got killed well, not killed. It was actually crippled, and well, obviously it's dead in the battle, but it's now being crippled, you know, until we can use wound treatment on it and everything. But anyway, point is, lost my horse, went off my mount, got hit and hit and hit, and then I was walking back. I stumbled. A guy, you know, took advantage of the fact that I stumbled on the ground and hit me in the face, and I'm dead. So that was that was not very good. Not very good series of events. But anyway, that's the reason why he is now King Stumble, because he is the king of stumbling around. Anyway, there you go. So we actually do get an opportunity to take this guy prisoner. I'm actually just going to let him go because his faction and his vassals and all kinds of things, they are all going to be, well, they're going to be dissolved very, very soon. Or at least I can hope that that's going to be the case. If not, then I don't exactly know what to do. But otherwise, we're going to be taking every single one of these guys prisoner because they are going to sell for a huge amount of money. So I very much appreciate that. Anyway, let's bury everyone that we can. Taking loot is not really necessary anymore, in my opinion, because even though it... Oh, this is actually pretty good. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I take it back. Taking this, very nice. But maybe it's not actually going to give us that much. Who knows? Crow's Nest. Ooh, the Reaper of Crow's Nest. I remember that. Oh, yes. That was excellent. Okay. Anyway, the point is, we are going to be making our way over to Dragonstone, and we are going to see what is happening with Daenerys and what she's actually doing. I'm going to take a look at the map in just a second as well, so you can actually see what's happening over there. But what is actually happening over here is that hopefully with the elimination of all those vassals that we just fought, hopefully that's going to prevent any additional action being taken against our newly taken fiefs over here, and we won't have to worry about them any further. Anyway, let's move over here and have a look and see what House Targaryen is doing. Oh, it seems like they've taken Rook's Rest, because as far as I'm aware, this was a Westerlands fief before, and I believe that they only had Dragonstone and these two villages before. So that's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting for them to have taken that already. That's pretty fast, actually. I think I saw Sir Jorah Mormont, actually. I believe he was the one that was besieging that. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'm actually unsure where to go now. I guess what I should do is go to Loretha. Oh, hello. Who are you? Are you running away? You're running the wrong way, sir. We meet again, King Stumble Free. Why are you calling me that? Why are you That's just not very nice. I wish to make peace. Nah, they're not going to accept that. Alright, so he has 9. He has 9. You know, it's really nice to be on the other side sometimes, you know, because usually I'm the 9 that is being attacked by the 496, so it's really nice. Order your troops to attack without you. Yes, I don't mind losing a couple of people here and there just to eliminate this guy once and for all. I can technically take him prisoner, but I'm actually going to let him go, because getting more reputation is always a decent idea, I suppose. Otherwise, let's bury the dead and everything, gain some more reputation from that, and then we will use our ferry, and we've gained some morale as well from doing this, which is pretty amazing too. So that means that hopefully I will not be losing too many units as we go forward. Yeah, my morale is excellent now, which is fantastic. Ooh, what about these guys? Can I actually hire these fellows? I don't know whether we can hire these guys. This would be pretty fantastic if we could. I do not have enough space in my army to accommodate them at the moment, but it would be quite nice to see. Ah, yes. I would like to hire your company. I can do that. We're just passing, that's all. Then be on your way. Oh, well, there's no need to be like that. Calm down. It's all good. We're fine. You know, we're fine. We can just relax together. That's great. Okay, so there's Lord Bronn. 450. Very nice. Good for him to have a huge amount of units in his army. And we're going to be just healing ourselves there. Thank you very much. And Saberon and another person, who is it? Silver has advanced in level. Not going to be leveling them up just yet because, as I say, I'd like to get here as soon as possible, try and get into the tavern and sell my prisoners, if at all possible. Is this guy? Oh, this guy's a companion. Yeah, no, that guy's also a companion. Is this guy a companion? Oh, no, sells, buys slaves. Okay, so where? Norvos is, oh, Loretha actually has one? Who is it? This guy? It's this guy. That's hilarious. I'm so incredibly observant. I had no idea that this guy was actually a ransom broker. I think I've sold to him before, but anyway, I think I'm actually gonna have a look-see about what these guys actually sell for. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, as you can see, mercenary cavalry is the best, and then, whoa, mercenary archers really do not sell for that much at all. Mercenary bowmen, however, sell for a lot. Veteran mercenary bowmen even better. Billmen pretty good too. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm actually going to sell all of them, and they sold for 52,000. Wow. Right, I was not expecting that. That's for sure. I guess taking all those mercenary cavalry prisoner certainly has its rewards. Anyway, unfortunately, because Loretha is such a isolated, shall we say, city, it is making things a bit difficult for us to regain our food. So that's going to be a bit of a worry, but otherwise I'm going to make my way over to Norvos, and I'm going to obviously eventually get down to Volantis, and I will be able to place a couple of... Oh, what's going on here? Oh, look at what they've done. Wait, let me look at this. Recent messages. Have a look at this. Look at that. That is crazy. Tywin Lannister of the Westerlands has been taken prisoner by House Targaryen, as well as a number of other vassals, and they have all been taken prisoner with the exception of one. That's amazing. Wow. They are doing a very, very good job, and I want to get over there as soon as possible. Who's raiding one of my villages? Are you serious right now? Where is that anyway? Grey Gallows. Is it around here anywhere? Oh, well, whatever the case, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's all the way down here. Gallow Grey. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, point is, I'm going to be making my way over to Dragonstone, and I'll see you there. Alright, so we are now here speaking to the Queen herself, and I've actually spoken to her a little bit here. I've just tried to explore some of the conversation options that we have here. I've asked for tasks. She said, no, I don't want to give you any tasks, but then she gives me a task like, hunt down this murderer in this village. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to do that, to be honest. Otherwise, what else do we have? Well, we can offer our sword in vassalage. We're not going to do that. Give some troops to her. She doesn't need any troops. She's got 800. She has 800 troops in her army. I can ask her something. I can ask her to a friendly duel. I can say, what are you and your men doing? We're scouting for the enemy around Driftmark Ferry. However, circumstances have changed. Since we made that decision, I may reconsider shortly. I have heard reports of enemy incursions into our territory. I am acting independently because our realm is currently not on campaign. So that's really nice. A good amount of information right there. But as you can see, it's not really doing anything. I actually have 14 relation with her already somehow. Don't know how that happened, but apparently we have a good reputation, I suppose. I actually did go into Dragonstone initially to look for her, and Grey Worm and Ser Jorah Mormont and a number of other people, including Tyrion Lannister, are actually in there. And I should mention that you can't speak to Tyrion any further than him just saying, "Why are you staring at a dwarf?" That's what he says. That's it. And otherwise, Jorah does not like us. He has -3 relation with us. And Grey Worm, on the other hand, likes us a lot. He has 33 relation with us. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to declare war, or I'm going to attempt to do battle against a member of the Westerlands. I'm going to try and find a vassal that has a reasonably moderate army. Nothing too extravagant, because I don't want to end up in a losing situation, because I don't have that many units with me right now. I only have about 360. Alright, so we've traveled pretty far to actually find this guy. I, for some reason, could not find any vassals that were on the field near to King's Landing, and I can only assume that is either because they are hiding within their fiefs. I actually saw King Joffrey himself, the wonderful, wonderful person he is, hiding in a castle, some random castle. And he had about 350 units. So we probably could have fought this guy, that guy, but he wasn't actually wanting to come out. So I thought, okay, I'll just leave him to it. He's not coming out probably because there's a whole bunch of Dornish vassals in the area, as well as Theon Greyjoy. He's also in the area doing a little bit of patrolling and everything. And I found this fellow very far away. This guy's basically on the west coast of Westeros, next to, near to the Iron Islands, basically. And, yeah, those various fiefs. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be attacking him, mainly because we want to declare war against the Westerlands, as you can see right here. And we also... we also outnumber him by a significant margin. Not because my own units are outnumbering him, but it's actually because we have a Dornish vassal who was in pursuit of this Westerlands enemy. And, well, I thought, what better way to earn a couple of extra, you know, shall we say, you know, buddy points, I guess you could call them, or alliance points or whatever, with, you know, Daenerys and allies of Dawn, because she's actually got 50 relation, or shall we say the House Targaryen itself has 50 relation with the Dornish, as well as with the Reach, I believe. Is it the Reach or the Riverlands? I think it's the Reach. I get mixed up between the Reach and the Riverlands every single time for some reason. But anyway, point is, that is definitely something to consider. So what we're going to do is, it seems like, actually, you know what? It seems like my my allies right here are dealing with everything themselves. I'm not actually commanding them, am I? No, I'm not commanding them at all. I literally don't even have that many units on the battlefield right now, with the exception of my cavalry, where I have 19. So that's, I suppose, okay, but I guess we're just going to be moving on in. As you can see, the enemy, well, the enemy doesn't really know what to do, but the allies that we have right here are seemingly very aggressive. They're very aggressive with what they want to do. I've never seen the Dornish in action ever before. I've never seen the Westerlands in action ever before, so this is going to be a pretty interesting learning experience. I don't think it's going to go well, because they have just charged into a whole bunch of Red Cloak Knights. I don't know how good those are, but apparently they're very good, because they seem to be doing a lot of damage to the Dornish at the moment, and the Dornish do seem to have very light armor. And that, as has been proven in the past, is not really the best combination. Because we've seen Bravos. We've seen Bravos. Bravos is an absolute, a perfect example, shall we say, for units that have such light armor that they just can't do anything. You know, they don't have shields even. So it is kind of harsh for them to basically do anything. But anyway, I'm actually just going to tell every single one of our units to charge in here, except our archers, which I will place in the center over there, so that they can just do whatever they want as long as they're shooting at people. And that's what we want them to do. So yeah, anyway, the enemy has become so downtrodden that they are literally just right at the edge fighting some of our units here. And it appears to me like the Westerlands don't have extremely good units at the moment. Maybe I'm just fighting a vassal that is a little bit random, so he's maybe not got the greatest caliber of unit, because as you can see, my exiled knights are being able to deal some pretty significant damage to them without really doing any of the hit and run attacks even. They seem to... Oh, our side lost a leader? Oh, really? Okay. I can't believe he actually died. Can you believe that? What an amateur. I've never died in a in a field battle. Couldn't keep a straight face. Couldn't keep a straight face. I have died so many times. Oh well, never mind. Thankfully, I don't seem to be dying in this one. I might not die. I'm actually... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help this guy. Let's help him to survive, shall we? Let's help him to survive by running interference and everything in between him and a number of enemies. Don't die, exiled knight. I will assist you. Oh, never mind. He actually did get knocked unconscious. At least he was only knocked unconscious. He wasn't actually killed. So that is all that matters. That is all that matters. So let's see what else we can do against these crossbowmen right here. I think the main problem for King Stumble is if his horse dies. Ah, thank you very much. Thanks, Sand Cavalry. Thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, yeah, so if his horse dies, that obviously does make a pretty significant difference, because then he loses a huge amount of mobility. It actually causes him to become vulnerable, very, very vulnerable for about, I don't know, 3 to 4 seconds while he's on the ground. So if someone with a very large weapon is right next to him, they're probably going to get a free hit, and it's going to do a lot of damage. So anyway, there it is. We have declared war against the Westerlands in a pretty, well, I wouldn't say spectacular fashion, but it was quite nice to see the Dornish, and it was really cool to see the Westerlands as well. So there you go. I'm busy. He's... Really? He literally just said, I'm busy. Right. Okay, well, I'm actually going to be taking the Westerlands vassals prisoner for only one reason. Because it gives me reputation with House Targaryen. That's it. Oh. Okay, apparently they don't give me reputation. Oh, okay. I actually thought that that was a thing, but apparently that does not happen in A World of Ice and Fire. Maybe it's just me? Not entirely sure. Alright, so I have returned all the way back to Qarth, because of course I have not been able to find any velvet. I know that a number of you did suggest that I should build a Weaverian dye works for the sole purpose of getting a bolt of velvet, and I'm very seriously considering that right now. I didn't want to do it before because it takes up a pretty valuable slot in an enterprise somewhere, but it seems like if that's the only way that I can get velvet easily, then that might be the way to go. Anyway, we have returned to Qarth, and what we're going to be doing is dispatching an emissary. Oh yes, dispatching an emissary, and we are going to be dispatching it to Queen Daenerys Targaryen. And we are going to be non-aggression treaty, I guess. Yes, we'll do that. And we're going to be sending Sir Barristan Selmy, because he has 7 in persuasion, and I think it's kind of nice and thematic, so I guess we'll try to do that. There we go. Alright, so that is going to take a bit of time. I don't know how long it's going to take, probably, I think, 7 days. Isn't it like 7 days or something like that? I'll probably need to look that up, but anyway, the point is that it's going to take a bit of time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place all my units in the garrison in Volantis. I'm going to wait there for some time, and we'll see what Daenerys has to say. And maybe she's going to be receptive, and maybe she's going to be annoyingly frustrating and not actually accept it, but we'll see what happens when we come to it. Otherwise, I thank you very much for joining me and for watching, and I will see you next time.